Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer episode 19. Yes, last time we got a new low. And I mean, it's not all the quality of the show is terrible. No, I mean a new emotional low. Because so far, Tanjiro has been able to defeat every single demon that he has encountered. After obviously he finished his training, I mean every single one of them, and you knew, oh yes, but it's going to be hard, it's going to take an effort, and he needs to analyze every single movement and yada yada yada. But Tanjiro is going to be able to withstand these demons. It's going to be fine by the end. It's going to be exciting, yes, but it's going to be fine. But in the last few seconds of the episode 18, we got to see something different. The spider was able to cut, the spider demon was able to cut the sword of Tanjiro. Something that we have not seen before. How is he going to be able to move forward without his sword? How is he able to defend himself without his sword? And how strong was this fucking demon? So he was able to cut that sword. Because what we saw in the previous scene with Gyu that destroyed the other spider demon, destroyed Father, without much of a thought. And not with more problems, because yeah, it didn't look hard for him. It didn't look hard for Gyu. He just defeated Father Demon like this. It was just very simple for him. But with Tanjiro is different. And perhaps because Tanjiro is facing probably one of the 12 moons. It's probably, again, I am 90% sure of that. That he is one of the 12 moons. So that is why. That's why he is so strong. But I want to know more about this demon, because he's not disgusting like the demon that Zenitsu destroyed, or the demon that Gyu destroyed. It's just creepy, because you can feel the absolute power that this kid, or what it looks like a kid, has. So I am intrigued what is going to happen in this one, how we're going to see our hero come on top of this one, because that is my guess with the how, and that is what makes it exciting. Especially if you saw my last reaction, it was just shock. It was in utter shock for the last few seconds of the episode. But I don't want to wait anymore. I'm going to cut this presentation short. Let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or my commentary once you see it. In the description, let me remind you quickly that there is a link for my Twitter if you want to follow me, is there. There is a link for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions. And there is a link for my Patreon in case you want to see the uncut full reaction of this episode and much more. Anyway, enough about this presentation. Let's cut it out and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time, and yeah, a third and a fourth, and especially the last minute of the episode. I watched it several times because it was so good, man. It was amazing. The god tier animation that we saw, it's the colors, the fighting spirit, the inspirational behind it. It was just marvelous. It just oh god, I lack the words to express just how fucking amazing that was. It was simply outstanding, man. It was just, I was in complete awe when I watched that that episode. It was honestly unbelievably good. It, again, I lack the necessary words to describe just how amazing that last minute was. The music, again, the music, the special effects, the motion of the animation, the way that it was choreographed, and the feelings behind it, it was just pure amazingness, man. It was just amazing. But before going to that high note, the highest note that the show has given us, let's go down a little and talk about the rest of the episode. Very quickly, very briefly, because there is honestly not much for me to go deep into the episode. We got the first when we watch Gyu and Inosuke, and obviously this is a very brief moment and a very comedic one, just to kind of relax yourself, going down from the hype of the emotions of the last scene. Just saying, okay, yes, bring it down a little bit, bring it down. This is not the moment for the high note. This is not yet. We're going to be there, but not yet. And that's what it got. Yeah, it's very cute to see Inosuke that admiring somebody. Yes, he admired Tanjiro because he was amazing, but Gyu was even more amazing than Tanjiro. Even if they share kind of the same techniques, it was interesting, and it is amazing for Inosuke to see these kind of people that even between the two were having troubles with this father demon, and they were, well, trying trying to defeat, but Gyu defeated him in seconds without much of an effort, and yeah, that's it for the Spider-Head demon. And Inosuke is treating Gyu and oh my god, this guy is amazing. Fight me, I want to see just how powerful I am. But Gyu saying no, you are too hurt, train more, and cure yourself from your wounds. And that's it. And we end with Gyu. And again, it's a very comedic moment, very relaxing moment. Then we got another tranquil moment with the butterfly girl. I still don't remember her name. Perhaps if I hear her name more often, I will remember. But yes, and she is with Zenitsu. And yeah, we know that Zenitsu has been poisoned and he is controlling his breathing so he will not transform into a spider, a brainless spider, and he hold himself back enough, or hold the venom back enough that he was able to receive the antidote, and he's going to be fine. And not only him, some of the others, perhaps they are not going to make a full recovery because some of them were already transforming the arms into the legs, and you know what, and they were safe. They are still alive, but I don't know if they are going to be fully recovering even with the antidote. I don't know. The ones that has the most possibilities in this case is Zenitsu. That's it. And I am so grateful for that, because my god, Zenitsu has been amazing. Again, the first time you see him is this coward, is this crybaby, and say, okay, come on, he's not that great. But the more you know him, the more you want to know more about him. And the more you know more about him, the more respect you have for him. Because the first one is just this amazing moment in which he's unconscious and he becomes Zenitsu the badass. And it's just amazing and it's so powerful. But then, even without losing consciousness, he is trying to protect Nezuko without even knowing exactly why Tanjiro is protecting Nezuko in this case, or protecting the demon that was in the box. So yeah, he knew that it was a demon, that she was a demon, or that there was a demon inside that box that Tanjiro has. But he wanted to protect and even receive a beating from Inosuke trying to protect. So we know that he's brave. We know that when he wants to protect somebody, or somebody important, or somebody important to him, I know it's kind of convoluted what I said. I hope you understand me. I hope I explained myself correctly. But he is brave in those moments. And in the last episode, when Zenitsu was the star, you start to see just how amazing he really is. That, yeah, he doesn't want to give up. Well, he wants to give up, but because nobody else wants him, because everybody else despises him. But when he met somebody, his Gramps, when he met somebody that wanted to to being successful, want him to be successful, that's when he started to change. And that is the motivation that he needed to become a better one. And that is what he did. That is what he did. He transformed in this amazing fighter that is Zenitsu. It was just inspired moment. And you want Zenitsu to be fine. And that is why I'm so grateful that he is fine. Because he deserved that. Now let's move on to the hype of the episode. Tanjiro we got in the lowest point so far. Because even before that, well, perhaps the lowest moment when he lost his family. But after that, after the training, we didn't have such a low point for Tanjiro. We got our high points that he's going to defeat the demon, he's going to be amazing, he's going to blah, yada, yada, yada. He's going to overcome every obstacle. But we never expect him to break his sword, thanks to these threats. And I guess, yes, perhaps this is just mere speculation on my behalf, but I guess the sword is kind of an extension of the Demon Slayer body, that the resolution and the power of the Demon Slayer feed the sword and make them stronger. So if Tanjiro is not strong enough, the sword is not going to be the strongest. But the more power that Tanjiro has, the stronger the sword becomes. And that is why Gyu is capable of cutting this enemy in seconds, because he is very, very, very powerful. And that is why Tanjiro wasn't able, and that's why the sword was cut. Again, this is just a mere theory that I have. It's not completely explained, at least not so far. If it explained in the anime, please let me figure it out. Don't spoil it for me, guys. But I guess that is what I think is happening in the moment that the sword was cut. Luckily, Tanjiro was able to avoid the attack and he was alive. And he's attacking. And this is the moment in which he is saved by Nezuko. And this is seen by this spider demon, by the little brother demon. And he's jealous of that bond. I guess when he was a human, he didn't have a family, or his family despised him, or the family selling him to Kentsubushi, well, the mayor demon, the one that transforms all the demon, Michael Jackson. So you understand me. I'm sorry, I'm still having troubles with his name. And that is why he feels the need to create that artificial bond between other demons and himself. So he believes that, oh no, I have a family and they are going to protect me. But obviously this is a fear bond, that they fear him, therefore that is the bond stronger than love, which is bullshit. Obviously we know that, and even in reality I think obviously the fear bond is not as strong enough as the love bond. Another good example of that, and this is not real life obviously, but a good example that comes to mind is when Mai tried to defend Zuko from Azula. That is a good example, that the fear that they have for Azula is a lesser emotion than the love Mai has for Zuko. So that is why it overcomes that. And I think there is a good example of that. That in the moment, fear is just going to run out and you're going to be brave enough to break that bond. It wasn't the case, but they are not going to shed a tear if he is dead. The other demons, obviously, no. They are happy because he's dead, because he's a bastard. And you can see that this demon is a true, utter bastard. That even if you kind of deduce the backstory, which is a kind of a sad one, you still feel no sympathy towards this demon, because he accepted that the bond that connects his family of demons is this fear, the fear of him, or the fear of somebody else that he commands, because he is the strongest one among all others. And yes, I was right. I do not feel that is a big accomplishment, because I think it was pretty obvious. Oops. I think it was pretty obvious that he was the strongest in a couple of episodes ago. But yes, we saw that. And once he saw the bond, the true bond of love of Nezuko and Tanjiro, he was jealous and he wanted that bond. He believed that if he steals this person, in this case Nezuko, she's going to have the same bond and the same bond as she has with Tanjiro, which we know that is bullshit. But in his twisted mind, it makes sense. And he starts to attack with all of his might Tanjiro. Tanjiro just brings the 10th respiratory technique, from water technique, and starts to destroy the threads. Unfortunately, it's not enough because now the threads are a lot stronger thanks to the blood, demon blood technique, whatever, and they become stronger. And yes, when he was about to kill Tanjiro, and yes, I'm making the same motion that he did, or kind of similar as he did, that is when he remembers his father. Tanjiro remembers his father. And this is obviously something important, because we are seeing a very frail man, and we are described the father of Tanjiro as a very frail man. But even in that case, he is able to dance and to move with such grace and for a long time and against the ideal conditions without many problems, thanks to another breathing technique that is passed towards Tanjiro. And this is the moment in which the hype just exploded to paradise, and thanks to the Hinokami Kagura dance, it's a kind of breathing technique, Tanjiro is able to cut the strongest threads, and he's able to cut through all of these with an amazing, mind-blowing animation, mind-blowing music. Everything is wonderful with this minute of animation. And he's able to reach the guy, because even the demon you can see fear into his eyes, and said, oh my god, and starts to run away because he knows that now he is in true danger. And when he reaches, without the help of Nezuko, which she has her own epiphany with the mother, which her own moment of grace in which she is seeing the mother and saying, yes, save your brother. In that moment, yeah, she wakes up, and she wakes up her own demon technique, which is exploding blood, and that helps Tanjiro, because I guess if he cuts the head of the other demon, he was going to die thanks to the threads that were very close to Tanjiro. But thanks to Nezuko, that saving him too, the threads were destroyed, and Tanjiro cut his head in a wonderful cathartic moment. And it was just so wonderful, because the connection between Nezuko and Tanjiro is what makes this moment true. Because again, Tanjiro saved Nezuko, and Nezuko saved Tanjiro. It was just so wonderful, because it's not just the mere case of, oh, Tanjiro is going to save Nezuko all the time, and Nezuko just help him a little bit at the beginning of the episode, but that's it. No, their bond is so strong that they save each other in the hype moment. And this is a bond that came out of love. And I think that is the important message behind this animation, or at least this episode. That the bond of love is always going to be stronger than the bond of fear. Because perhaps any other demon, perhaps the older sister of the demon, of the spider demon, will be able to save him if she really loves this other demon, and would not try to redeem herself in the eyes of the brother by killing the rest of the demon hunters. So yes, we are seeing the strong bond that Nezuko and Tanjiro has, and that is what in the end killed one of the 12 moons, because Tanjiro is one of the low rankings members of the Demon Slayer, but he was able to defeat, with the help of Nezuko, or with the cooperation, I guess not the help, but the cooperation between Nezuko and Tanjiro, they were able to defeat one of the 12 moons, which is supposed to be the strongest demons in the entire world of Kimetsu no Yaiba. So it's genuinely amazing what they were able to do. And it was such a wonderful moment. Again, as I say by the end of the reaction, it's just by contrast of the last episode that brings us to the lowest point for Tanjiro after he completed his training. In this episode, they elevate us to the highest point, to the paradise of Kimetsu no Yaiba, and it was just amazing, man. It was Jesus. Oh, it was just amazing. In the moment that the song of this calm song happened in the flashback, just everything connected. It's amazing. And I think even when the 10th form happened, with the water breathing happened, it started to be amazing. But the truly outstanding moment came with the soft song, with the memories, with the flashback. And the song was connecting everything because it didn't stop, not even for the outro, because the outro was omitted and we got a different one. And it was such a wonderful episode that I am so grateful to see, because it was just outstanding. It was the best. It is the best. And so far I think this is the best episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba that we have seen. I even applaud because it deserved it. It was that good of an episode. Anyway, I think I exhausted the topic of this one. Let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below. Obviously, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary. If you think I missed something, if you think I am wrong in something, let me know, please. Remember again, in the description below, obviously the Twitter, as I said before, and obviously there is also the reaction, because YouTube doesn't like reactions, and there is a link for my Patreon in case you want to see the uncut reaction of this episode and many more. Anyway, yes, I think that's it. I really exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and I have nothing else to say. But thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like, so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks, and see you on the next one.